Here we go, daddies. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the f?
Oh my God, there's 0 to 60 so fast.
Whoa! What the f? Holy sh**.
Oh. It's a Mexican standoff.
This guy does not want to go anywhere.
Hey, Jacob.
Oh, hey, Matt.
What are we driving today?
It's a bloody V-dub Touareg R.
Oh, the Touareg R. In fact, the whole Touareg range has just been facelifted, and somehow Volkswagen have snuck in a pretty significant price decrease while also loading these things up with a lot of features. Jacob, do you know where the Touareg R is manufactured?
I wouldn't have a bloody clue.
Something starting with an S. Slovakia,
I think it's Slovakia. Same place as the Porsche Cayenne.
Same place as the Porsche Cayenne. I actually think this is the best value, high-performance luxury SUV you can buy. The underpinnings of this is shared across a lot of Volkswagen Group. I'm talking the Bentley Bentayga, the Lamborghini Urus, the Audi Q7 and Q8. There's a lot of cars that this shares a platform with, and so it benefits from a lot of the same technology. Not to mention, this thing is wicked fast.
Dude, this thing is scary fast.
Oh my God. And it doesn't come in too expensive. So the whole range now starts a little bit cheaper than before. Just under 87 grand before on-road cost for the 170 TDI, which is a pretty decent motor on its own. It's a turbo diesel. There's more turbo diesels, the 210. You can get an R-Line, which looks similar to this, but isn't this. And then you've got this, the R. This is $129,900 before on-road costs. Yes, that is a lot of money. However, for a luxury high-performance SUV, that actually isn't a lot of money, and especially when you consider that this thing is a plug-in hybrid, 340 kilowatt of power, and 700 newton meters of torque.
Yeah, I mean, there's similar cars that are like double the price.
100%.
So.
In fact, we're reviewing one today, the Porsche Cayenne, so make sure you subscribe, because we will tell you all about that soon. But should you fork out luxury levels of money for a Volkswagen? Well, that's what we're going to tell you today. We're going to take this thing for a thorough reviewing.
Oh, we'll be thoroughly reviewing it.
Thorough reviewing. We're going to check out its exterior. What are the changes? We're going to check out its practicality. The interior, of course. We're going to launch this thing from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour using our specialist timing gear. Way too much money I paid for that stuff, Jacob.
You know what? It's worth it because we can accurately measure these cars.
And of course, we're going to give this thing lots of sauce on back roads. What's it like to live with and drive really hard? So, Jacob, let's get into it.
I think let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
Bloody windy.
It's very windy. What do you think of this lapis blue?
Honestly, I love it, man. It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. This is the R hero color of the Volkswagen range. If you get an R, I highly recommend always getting lapis blue. It's just such a striking color. It looks really elegant as well. You've got these new pixel lights here. They've got something crazy. How many pixels do they have in them?
32,000 pixels or something.
It's insane. They can blank out parts of their beams like matrix LEDs to be able to not blind other people while still having high beams on. Insane technology. You've got a very cool daytime running light. In fact, the whole grille lights up with LED lights.
Yeah, it's very futuristic. Very
looks
cool.
very, very cool. You've also got sequential turn indicators, of course. And if we come around here, you're going to see the Volkswagen badge. You've got the R badge there for
revolutionary.
Revolutionary. I actually don't know what R actually stands for. Let us know in the comment section. I'm sure.
Probably racing.
Yeah, maybe. Probably do my research.
Maybe the Riz.
Riz. This is the Rizmobile. You've got these intakes here for your intercoolers. There's one on each side. This thing has a serious turbocharged V6 under the bonnet. And otherwise, you've got a blacked out grille because that's part of the R package that this gets. And it looks really, really good, man.
I think the black looks really good with this lapis blue.
Give it a little kiss.
Oh, do it.
Very nice. Let's check out the side.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob. Let's talk about the side.
Bro, these wheels are freakishly massive.
They're huge. So 22-inch wheels here. They're 285 millimeters wide at the front and also at the rear. So yeah, very, very wide wheels. You've got these huge R brakes here. It really does need it because this thing weighs about 2.4 tons.
Yeah, and it goes pretty quick too. So you need to be able to stop quick.
Yeah. So combined with the regenerative braking, you got these pretty massive brakes, which is very cool. Bridgestone Turanza tires on them, which are pretty good tires there too. And I do love the way that they're blacked out. You got the R badge there.
Very nice.
For Wiz, apparently. And you've got some blacked out mirror caps there with a 360 camera. This thing has a very good 360 camera.
Yeah,
actually.
very decent.
Not Chinese levels, not Chinese
They're
car
catching
levels,
up, I think.
But they're catching up. You've got keyless entry, and Jacob, look at this. You have soft closing doors.
That's very luxury.
You've also got some blacked out roof rails up there, very tinted privacy glass, and otherwise it's a pretty good looking SUV actually.
Yeah, it's very nice. nice from the side.
One thing I did mention as well, which we will later anyway, but this thing gets adaptive air suspension, and you can raise it up, you can lower it down, you can slam your Volkswagen Touareg.
You can get pretty bloody low. You can
get very
all
low.
the way to the flow. Can you go down low?
No, my knees hurt. Oh, let's check out the bum.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob, what do you think of the dump truck on this?
Honestly, man, these are some of the nicest taillights I've seen.
I'll be honest, when I saw this thing in person, I did that walk around like a few months ago. I didn't love that the badge lit up. I thought it was a little bit naff, but actually the more time I've spent around it, it looks sick.
It is really cool. It gives it a premium look from the back.
Like genuinely, you've got a massive light bar through here, some very cool lights there with more sequential indicators, E-hybrid badge there, got the R badge of course. And then down the bottom you have a relatively tame bumper for such a aggressive car, and dual exhaust, which unfortunately don't sound amazing.
No, they don't. But have a listen anyway.
Here's a fun fact for you, Jacob.
Oh, give it to me.
This thing, Touareg R, has a rated towing capacity, 3.5 tons.
That is actually pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for the other models with the turbo diesel, but for this one.
Eat your heart out, Ford Ranger. Now, Jacob, of course, on 3, 1, 2, 3. Powered tailgate. It has been a while since I've done that too. Inside here, you get 655 litres of boot space.
Ah.
On its own, it's pretty good, but it's not the 805, whatever, litres that you would get in every other model. And that's because under this false floor, you will find a huge Samsung sourced, apparently, 14.1 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery.
Ah, that makes sense.
So it takes up a lot of space, apparently. But you still get a decent amount, to be honest. And of course, you can drop the rear seats from the back here, and then you just get a silly amount of room. So much, I haven't looked it up.
Probably about 1,600 litres.
But it's a lot. You can also lower the air suspension back here so you can get things in easier, or put it up higher if you need a bit more of a challenge, I guess. And a 12-volt socky-wocky there as well. Jacob, enough looking at the R for Riz badge. Let's check out the interior.
Let's do it.
Bro, listen to this.
I'm ready. Oh, that is a thonk. Give it to me. Oh, soft close.
That's what happens when you're rich, I guess. It would honestly be easier to talk about what's not included in the Volkswagen Touareg R.
So what's not included?
Well, frankly, I'm very disappointed by the lack of fragrance selection in here, you know? In all seriousness, you get in here and you're just like, holy moly.
Yeah, it's teched out.
I didn't know that Volkswagen could play at the level of a base model Polo and then all the way up here at a top of the range Touareg. You touch around, obviously, soft touch materials everywhere. You got leather here on the doors, very, very nice. You have Pulio, did I say that right?
Pulio.
I don't know. Anyway, you got very, very nice Italian-sourced leather here. Both these seats, by the way, massage, heated, cooled, probably like 100-way adjusting. I think they're like 16 or 18. It's just insane. Got the R badge up there as well. You'll never forget you're in an R. Speaking of, you touch this steering wheel. It's like a golf ball, but
it's like a soft golf ball.
But a pleasant golf ball. I really like this steering wheel. It's nice and chunky. It makes you feel like you're in a sports car. Got the little R badge there as well. I don't love these touch capacitive buttons. We've said it in pretty much every one of our Volkswagen videos. To be fair, it's kind of grown on me. The only thing that still annoys me is that my palm always whacks the heated steering wheel button. But apart from that, it actually works totally fine. You can go through the display up in front of you, which is new. It just shows literally anything you want to know about this car.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the driver's display is lacking anything really.
Absolutely nothing. To the point where it's got night vision. You've got a camera up the front. And like, that's a safety feature, right? You're driving down the highway. Means that at nighttime you can actually see a lot better what's in front of you. But it's just insane that we're seeing that here on a Volkswagen Touareg. In fact, the last car I saw it on, Jacob, was an Audi A8.
Yeah, was that my Audi A8?
Yeah, the luxury limo. That's insane. Anyway,
pretty wild.
You got a huge new 15-inch display here, at least new. It used to be an option and it's been reskinned. It works very, very well. I don't know what to complain about. It's got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's really fast to use. Maybe the only annoying thing is that the air conditioning controls are within the screen, but I don't know, man. You've been living with this more than I have. What do you think of that?
I'll tell you what took a moment to get used to is the proximity sensor, because a lot of the buttons are not actually visible on the screen until you move your hand closer to the screen.
Oh, that is very cool. Yeah. I guess, yeah, it takes a second, but once you got it, were you fine?
Oh, completely fine. It's awesome.
It's one of those things you just set and forget, right? You set the temperature and you can easily change that if you need to. I don't know. I think people complain about that probably a bit too much. In terms of storage, it's a big SUV and you get a decent amount of storage. The glove box is a little bit weird because it's deceptive. It looks huge, but because of this fake CD player, you have to angle things weirdly to be able to let it close.
Yeah, it doesn't fit much at all.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. You get a couple of cup holders here and a little cup holder in the center. Those are really, really good. Fold this little hidey hole away. You got a wireless charger charger. You got a USB-C port and a 12-volt socket walkie. It's all felt lined as well to stop things from rattling around. This center armrest is so nice and soft. Inside, there really isn't much space, but you do get another 2 USB-C ports. Massive door bins though, man.
Like probably the biggest we've seen, to be
I
honest.
feel like that's where they've put all the storage, just right there. And of course, being the R, you get this blue stitching around. You've also got ambient lighting everywhere. This thing lights up like a Christmas tree, and of course it is all adjustable as well, depending on how you want it.
Yeah, exactly. You do you.
You do you. You got a massive panoramic sunroof, and it literally opens up so far, you could almost call this thing a convertible. It's crazy. It's huge.
Semi-convertible.
You've also got just an insane, really, amount.
Probably a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, overwhelming is probably the right word. Amount of drive modes here. Each one of these are individually tuned to provide you different things. As you could probably hear, I turned it into sport mode, but we could go back into eco, and it will run this car mainly on battery, or at least it will try and conserve as much engine as possible.
And you can also tune how much of the battery you want to use.
Yes,
with the engine.
very true. And you have your adjustable suspension here, your air suspension. You can, as I said, slam this thing down or raise it up really, really high if you go off-road or off the beaten track. So yeah, a lot to get through. Like I said, it's hard to remember everything in here because there's just so many inclusions pretty much across the range.
Yeah, but you know what? I found myself using a lot of them on a regular basis while driving this, and everything's well laid out.
I think it's a really impressive interior. Let's check out the back seats.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
Oh,
Wait, let's see if the soft close extends back here.
oh, it does.
You luxury boys over at Volkswagen, they probably like it just as much as we do. Look how much legroom I've got. Toe room is massive. Headroom is also really, really good. You would expect that for a large SUV like this, especially that it only comes as a 5-seater. You can't get this as a 7-seater, which is a bit of a shame, but I don't really care.
No, not when you have that much bloody room in the back seats.
No, not really. You've also got quad zone climate control and heated outboard seats, which is just absurd. You've got map pockets here. Quality does not take a hit in the back. Very nice leather here too. Same with these seats. They just feel so good. Take me to Pulio.
They're beautiful.
Feels very nice. Pull down this center armrest, nice and soft with another 3 cup holders in there. The small one being for energy drinks or something else.
Yeah, the sunshades. You've forgotten the sunshades.
Look at this. It's a bit hard to grab. Once you do, put them in place. Parents, you're gonna love this.
So not only do you get some of the most tinted windows, you can super tint them.
You can super tint them. Yeah, no one's seeing in the back of your car. You can hide whatever you want back here.
Including a mat.
But anyway, Jacob, enough tomfoolery.
Bro, you are pretty today, aren't you?
Yeah, this is our 10th take of this. So I'll be very quick. If you guys want to buy one of these cars, you want the absolute best price, and you want cars that are actually in stock, we have thousands of dealers who we work with at carsauce.com/buy to get you the absolute best price. We make dealers literally fight each other. Best of all, we take a fixed fee from them. Not you. You don't pay anything for this service. And that means that we can always go in really, really hard for price. So if that sounds good to you, which it definitely should, head to carsauce.com/buy. Jacob, let's launch it.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
It's bloody time.
The car is in sport mode.
ESC Sport.
ESC is in sport. You're gonna fist me?
I'm so ready.
Let's launch this thing. Let's see how fast it is from 0 to 100. They claim 4.9 seconds.
I think it was about 5, yeah.
One way to find out. Here we go, daddies. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the f?
Oh my God, the 0 to 60 is so fast. Oh! What the f?
Holy sh**.
Oh, okay. First of all, 0 to 60 km/h in 2.3 seconds.
That's
is
crazy.
Absurd. That's what you see in electric cars.
Ooh.
Though, to be fair, this has an electric motor. Jeez, I need to catch my breath. The 0 to 100 km/h was 4.88 seconds.
That is better than their claim,
Can't
bro.
even talk.
I'm pretty sure they claimed 5 seconds.
That's crazy. All right,
Wow.
Let's drive it.
Let's drive it normally, I guess.
All righty, Daddy Jacob.
Driving the bloody Touareg.
Oh, the Ooh, just pulled me back into the seat.
I love that.
So, we are currently driving in electric mode. I'm a bit concerned that my voice is so clear. It's so quiet in here.
It's been acoustically designed to maximize your voice.
Yeah, no, seriously, I feel like I'm just listening to myself
We're-
talk, and
we're
it's
in the
terrifying.
studio.
Why do people watch these videos? I'm having an existential crisis
Bro,
right
your
now.
voice, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds pretty good.
All right, let's put the car... Oh, we're already in comfort mode. I've prepared myself, apparently. This thing has air suspension, first of all. Air suspension with adaptive dampers.
That's unbelievable.
Even though it's riding on 22-inch wheels, those are some big mother trucking wheels.
You can't tell.
No, it's
No.
really comfortable.
Yeah.
You can hear some road noise, but I'm amazed I'm not hearing so much more.
And there's no wind noise
And there's
at all.
no... It's so quiet in here, it is strange to me.
I
But
don't know if it'll come through on the mic, but it is unbelievably quiet.
we're not here for that, are we, Jacob?
No, we're not.
We're going to put the car... This has an overwhelming amount of drive modes, by the way. All right. There's like
I
1,200.
took a look at that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching that.
Put our foot down. Oh! Jesus.
Get kicked in the back.
Anyone
Oh
who
my-
says this isn't a proper R car,
You haven't driven it.
you haven't driven it. So, Jacob, tell me the outputs.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start with just the petrol engine, which, by the way, is a 3-litre turbo V6.
That's a big engine.
You get 250 kilowatt just from that, around about 350 newton meters. The electric motor puts out 100 kilowatt, 400 newton meters.
Oh,
So in total, you're getting 340 kilowatts of power, 700 newton meters.
holy sh**.
So it's no slouch at all.
It's no slouch. And even though it weighs 2.4 tons, it almost doesn't feel it. It's just so, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
with those adaptive dampers, dude, the suspension setup in this car is unbelievable.
Oh,
Oh my God.
even right now in sport mode, you know, we have this car turned up to 10 tenths and it doesn't feel that way at all.
No.
Now, you can have this thing at like 3.3 litres per 100 kilometres if you drive with the battery fully charged.
All
and
the time.
Actually, you can have this thing in electric only mode. They claim up to 51 kilometres, really going to get probably like mid 40s.
Look, I think a lot of people are going to drive the car like that. You know, like most people that own this car, let's be honest, their daily commute is going to be less than 50 kilometers. So they
Correct.
could keep it in electric only mode pretty much all the time.
100%. And I'll be honest with you guys, we're also driving a Porsche Cayenne this week. These things come out of the exact same factory. Pretty certain under the skin, they're almost identical and you're paying like half the price for this.
I know. And you know what? You get a lot of kit with this car too. Oh, yes. It has such unbelievable steering for the size of the car.
Yeah, it's almost like quite light in a way,
Yeah.
which is strange for such a heavy behemoth of a car. Oh.
Yeah, man.
8-speed auto, it's a torque converter automatic, so it's just normal. It just does the job right.
And you know what? I have found that consumption has been pretty decent when you have the battery charged. So I was averaging around about 10 or 11 litres per 100 kilometres on the highway. However, on the way here though, I did have the battery mode, which you can change by the way. Here, you can change how much you want the battery to be charged. I had it set to max. So I was fully charging the battery.
From 0%.
From zero, and
Yeah.
and it did charge all the way in about 100 kilometers, but it used 15 liters per 100 kilometers of petrol.
Which actually, for the amount of performance this has, like, you think about it, if this had a V8, you'd be probably looking at the exact same consumption anyway.
Maybe even more.
Oh no.
It's saucy, daddy corner.
You're gonna tickle my little pickle. Can we launch it one more time?
Let's do it. Traction, sport traction.
I don't know if that's launch control, but it'll do.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh my god.
It's been a while since we've taken a car this fast around Saucy Corner.
Okay, well, let's
Oh.
go through hairpin number 1.
Go, go, go.
Holy fuck. Holy,
Bro.
holy
Oh my god.
mother trucking.
Dude, so much grip.
It's funny, like the handover sometimes can lag a little bit, right? Like the electric motor clearly takes preference and then the engine kicks in when you're at such a high state of charge like we are right
Yes.
now. However, when you put this car into sport mode and the engine just remains on, it's like, okay,
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going away. I'm staying here.
wow.
Do you feel that kick down switch I was talking about on the accelerator pedal?
Yes. Oh, it's right at the end.
Right at the end, there's like an extra
Little
you can
bit
just
of
push
oomph.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out.
Oh,
We've got a...
it's a Mexican standoff.
This guy does not want to go anywhere.
Oh, there we go.
Well, if you've never been to Australia before, you've just experienced Australia.
Oh, that kangaroo was just like, oh, really? Today?
It's like, I thought this was my road.
This is my road.
It's my territory.
All right, man. I'm really impressed with the way this
Me
thing
too.
drives. Let's get into our final thoughts.
Oh, one other thing.
Tell
Can I
me.
just talk about?
Please.
The self-driving on this car. Like the
Oh.
lane centering
How is it?
is actually awesome. I mean, look, it does warn you every 3 seconds if you take your hand off the steering wheel. It's a bit annoying.
Don't take your hand off the steering wheel.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, pretty sure that's how the system is supposed to work.
Yeah.
All right, final thoughts now.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
Dude, this thing is awesome.
It's actually unreal how good it is. At the beginning of the video, I said, should you be spending luxury levels of money on this car? Like, honestly, absolutely. If you've never driven a Touareg before, you're gonna get into one of these things and think, is this like a Bentley or something? Like, it's really, really nice. Leather everywhere, full of inclusions. It's so fast.
Honestly, man, like I think what blows me away, apart from the performance, is just how much you get with this car. Like you get everything as standard.
Everything as standard, down to the night vision camera. Like, what the actual If I do have to point out a couple of negatives, I suppose lack of 7 seats. I mean, it's such a big car, you would think that maybe it could get a third row, though I think a lot of people don't care about that. And maybe that it doesn't have much oomph to its sound, I guess, but like, that's nitpicking, man.
Yeah, look, I think it's probably one of the tamest R cars in terms of sound, but it is definitely still an R car.
100%. And of course, guys, if you want to buy one of these, you need to check out carsauce.com/buy. We'll get you an even better deal, probably.
Absolutely.